Most of the times that we got to see, the last one being the B hit. So that information is going to be key to see how Cloud9 is able to adapt into those rounds right in the middle. Information the male is able to get, but the kill not really going her way.
Ooh. Oh, I think maybe Ryze's weapon was spotted to the toxic screen. Either way, a kill the way of Annie out towards Min. One followed up by Mel, and Annie plants her feet right on top of the paint shells and fights for another. So just like that, we find ourselves after the scrap in mid in a 3v2 in favor of Cloud9. They get weapons back in hand, rifles back in hand, I should say. And they really start to come online. Jazzy still sitting on the showstopper. Seeker's used, reveal the position of Claudia, and I'd imagine Amnesia across the map. There it is. Seeker will time out, and CLG now backs against the wall. A player down. Spike in hand in 45 seconds. They got to find a site.
Barely need time to work with as well, to position yourself into side, to position yourself for the post plan, and not even having the numbers. The situation gets a lot more difficult. This could be the round that gives more left to work with for Cloud9 as they're playing back. A little bit of momentum that we get to see. It could be potentially shot down, and Katsumi is playing and hiding so carefully.
This is so tough because the angle... Oh, no. She hears the footsteps. She hears the drop down and finds the first. Now leaves it all to the very capable hands of Claudia, who's got a rifle, who's got the rendezvous, now has that spike planted and can look to play around the teleports here. The only problem is that one puts her in a pretty compromised position. I guess it'll take her back up to the rafters. Here comes the showstopper, though. Jazzy up close and personal. Unfortunately, Alexis is there. The perfect time to take Claudia down because that was about to go sour. The Cloud9 will finally find their way back in the win column.
You are divided.
And here comes the strength in the hit. All the tools that you have. Whole paranoia, unfortunately, doesn't cut the lights out enough. So Showstopper still finds value. Kill into Alexis, and the paint shell is going to force Jazzy into a really tough spot. She'll eventually fall as Katsumi eats some damage from the Nano Swarm, but makes quick work of the turret. So one tool for information now off the table for CLG, but they've got this round in their hands. They just cannot let it slip away. It's a healthy 3 members to a healthy 3 members plus 2 with Amnesia and Ryze just under 50 HP, but they're doing all right holding these angles. Amnesia still managing to stay alive. Now hearing the footsteps of Annie, expecting a player come on through. Mel gonna go up onto the rafters. Annie able to trade that one out, but those are not trades that you can manage. You need more than that, but it was only Amnesia found, and it's CLG at 6.
If it was going to be necessary, but wasn't even the case. It was CLG once again in very beautiful positioning into this late round, finding an answer into it. And the way that it started off, we get to see it as well. It's so nice. Bungie, like I said, really reminds me of those Brazilian teams that like to play aggressive with the Rays, that are really unstoppable if you let them clean up the rounds for CLG over and over again. Because of that, it's an eco, and it's a Cloud9 that once again wants to push to mid.
I love the patience that CLG have had with this turret. Oh, I said patience, but Bungie, done being patient, picks up 2 for 1, takes Alexis down to 20 HP, and an aftershock surely to force her off the angle. Amnesia gonna net that kill, so working towards that lockdown as Zanny to toss out some util, was expecting a safe plant, but instead it's the open default plant for CLG as Mel tried to get a little extra, but CLG just wasn't giving it to her. Now 7 health and 39 health, so 46 health collectively is all you really have to work with, and the rifles might just be a bit more than you bargained for. It's a near flawless round. Bungie, the only player falling, but not before opening up.
In this map especially, this is not something that you want to deal with. In the meantime, Bungie on a roll, hungry for more kills, hungry for that aggression that we've seen being so successful. I believe 18 kills so far. What else can't you get into this first half alone? It's been absolutely insane the way the rest of the team has been playing for this one, playing so careful. Look at Mel.
Forces the rendezvous. Now they know that Bungie's there, and Annie pushes all the way through her pit, and with that teleport away. Unfortunately, Bungie didn't have any help. Claudia no longer there.
And I want to see what else can be done into this one. Bungie getting taken down. That was pretty much a win condition for Cloud9, right? We've seen it a little bit before. We've seen how much it's worked out. There is Rolling Thunder as well, trying to delay as much time as possible. But there's already barely any time remaining. 20 seconds, and Katsumi already finding opening kit headshot. And there is the answer. That is the aggression. Rice coming back in, 11 HP, taken down at the end in the 4th round. And also using that rendezvous only when it's going to be necessary, only after that first shot hits or doesn't hit. But Bungie is the first player that I have to deal with, playing so close. Actually getting taken out by Alexis. Was expecting it this time around. Cosmic Divide so far not doing so much. Only isolated targets playing back. And Jassy, Alexis, they're ready for this one. Getting away and finally finding the answer into this first half. I love to see the aggression coming in for Cloud9. It's a 7-5, and we're going to throw it to a break. We'll be right back with a second. Pistol round chances of winning is a scary situation to be in.
Yeah, very, very scary prospect, especially when now we're on, I want to say, the respective sides, right? Where you would think that, you know, maybe Cloud9 is going to be a bit stronger on the attacking side. CLG might be stronger on the defensive end. Ooh, good paint shells. Damage onto Han. And, I mean, it's so much damage. 1 HP, but still going unchecked. Only for a moment as Amnesia gets traded out. But finds a kill onto Alexis, which means Flash is down. No Paranoia available anymore either. But a plant to be had. Now a site to be retaken from CLG here. Claudia. Trusty Headhunter in hand. Boombot to clear out hell. Paint shells going out and over the top. A 3v4 CLG. They look to storm on. All three playing together, and it's Rise to find the first. The high-low looking pretty good. Mel gonna go unchecked in this angle, but she'll eventually fall. And because of that blunder, because of that mistake, it's now a 1v1. It's Katsumi. It's Bungie. As Bungie looks to go halfway, she hops off the spike, but Kat will close out the round.
Going up for Cloud9, even as they approach more and more of that bracket. But a little bit left is going to be remaining into this one. Having the opportunity to get to 7-7, and the aggression was already a big difference compared to what we saw for CLG, right? They were playing a lot slower. They were trying to get some information, bait some information as well as some utility. And Cloud9, they were just ready for the fight so early on.
And this time, lots of respect given, and that's exactly why you need to give respect. Claudia to find the first. Flash and paint shells out and over the top to make sure nobody comes from the defender-sided spawn. It means for a quick takeout towards the A site, but a player down as Mel's fallen. All 5 players stacked up in their spawn. Now, this might not be the round to really criticize, but this is kind of where we were seeing the flaws in the retake for CLG on Haven, where they didn't have this multi-pronged attack. They were all coming from that same spot. Now we're getting another look at it, but this time they're obviously a lot lighter in the arsenal. Ooh, fault line going down. Gravol nowhere to go here for Alexis, so she's gonna get stunned up. And the Spectre, not the best when you're stunned up, but it's since subsided. Alexis sprays down 3, holds down the fort as the last one falls in heaven. It's Cloud9 to tie us up.
Do just that, but it's going to be playing towards the Haven. Let's see what she's able to do. Already Trailblazer is going to spot her and has to move from there.
Paint shells out over the top. We've seen that before. Cloud9 not looking to give up the ace nor a reset on the paint shells. Instead, just makes some noise out towards mid. Buys out some of the damaging utility that the Raze in Bungie brings to the table. And I mean, you see the rifles, right? 2 guns still looking that way. It's only Rise playing the jump peak. This might not be the site that C9 want to hit.
Sun and Haven, they're really good at making those rotations when it's necessary. That's the does the power that they have for that communication in that mid round, the way that they synergize together and play it so carefully to make sure that the opening pick will go their way. But look at this positioning from Bungie. Could have potentially been spotted, has to play back, has to play for the corner. This is something that Claudia is predicting. A little bit of crossfire is going to enable the kills to go on this side of CLG, but a little bit more. 3 members alive, and Annie taking down Bungie.
Yeah, Rise went unchecked that entire time as well, was playing the jump peek on the pillar, and then instead started finding kills around the pillars. Katsu with the next to fall, it's the spike. Now down on the Omen's body, and he gonna pick that one up and doesn't give up too much in way of peeking, but now has to get that spike planted, and it's a fault line. Keep the Viper at bay, nowhere to go as that spike gets planted, and well, there's 3 players just on the other side of the safe box, making sure that there was no safe haven this time around for Cloud9 White, and it's CLG, put some rifles in their hands, and they're gonna get back in the win column to grab themselves a lead.
You know, I mentioned those trap plays that we can see for CLG. Now,